now listening to the Good Bad Advice podcast with Stephanie and Chase.
Hello. Welcome you guys to the final episode of season 1 of the Good Bad Advice podcast. We're your hosts. I am Chase.
And I'm Stephanie.
Not to be confused with Gal Gadot and
Zac
Efron. But
I know the
honestly,
resemblance.
double dinger. Am I right? We give it unsolicited advice. These are the last few people in the news that we'll be giving unsolicited advice to until we go on our summer break. We'll be back in August. So we're going to just take a little bit of time off, get some sun. Mm-hmm. What are you looking forward to most? What are you going to miss most besides me, obviously?
Oh, I was going to say you. Seeing you regularly, giving people advice.
Oh, the best. What are you most looking forward to this summer? What's on your summer bucket list?
We're going to Disney World this summer. And I am looking extremely forward to Disney World, but not the heat of Florida.
Yeah, agreed.
The first week of August.
Have you gotten one of those fans that you wear?
That's around your neck.
A wearable fan?
I have one of those.
And have you seen the other things that's like a fan pager and it goes on your belt and it just blows cold air underneath your shirt?
What? Send me.
It's on
Show
TikTok.
me to me, Rachel.
Show it to me, Rachel.
Show me to me, Rachel.
I actually love texting or commenting that on TikToks.
Yeah. One of my favorite memes of this year, for sure.
So we're going to talk about Justin Timberlake speaking, and we're going to come back to the thing. But on Justin Timberlake, as soon as it posted that he was arrested, I commented on on my personal page, I commented on one of the outlets, like, I hope it's for his latest album as a joke. And it had like hundreds of like sub comments. Like, I think because I got in early enough that I'd hit that joke. Early. Like everyone else was making it, but. Okay, so you're excited for Disney World. I'll send you the link to the little pager. It's only when it shows
I'm gonna have
up
a
on my
handheld.
TikTok.
I'm gonna have a pager. It's okay.
And then around the neck.
If we talk about it loud enough, then speak it into your phone.
Portable cooling device. Purchase online.
No, I'm
Stephanie Page.
I know. I'm scared.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need to find like a facial.
Because I went in
sunscreen
April
mist
last year, and I was.
No, it's gonna be treacherous.
So hot. Have you also seen that like portable cooler that you like put ice in it or just water in it, and it's like, I mean, it's for like
I will wear an ice pack vest if it exists. Okay.
Like, an ice pack vest?
Yes.
Wait, TM.
Yes.
No,
if there is a vest, like, weighted vests that people wear at the gym, put it in a freezer.
Those like things, my mom has it for her knee replacement surgery where it like circulates cold air or cold water all throughout like the bag.
Give it to me.
You should make one for a whole body suit that just circulates. That's kind of like, I don't think you can say that.
It's called a unitard.
Oh, okay. I'm just making sure we don't get canceled on our last episode of this season. No, I also think, oh dang, I just lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, it'd be like the suits in Dune too, where like it sucks out all the water, but it like keeps them cool. Do you think you could get one?
The Dune thing?
Yeah, a Dune suit.
I don't think I can, just given that it isn't real. But
okay, what you should do though is you should comment and say, "Hey, I'm looking for one of those suits to wear because I'm going to be going to Disney World." You should just start trolling the Dune 2 social media team.
Here's how I'm going to use our followers. Please crowdsource. Send us everything that you use
to help keep yourself cool.
To keep yourself cool in the summer when you have to be outside.
You know what I use? Yeah, I was just going to say, you know what I use? Not being outside.
Yep.
I use inside air conditioning.
It's
inside. A game changer.
No, the reason why I'm going to look so young one day is because I never go outside.
Yeah. Same. People are like, "Why you have such great skin?" I'm like, I don't believe in looking at the sun or being exposed to the sun if I can help it.
No, I walk out like a vampire.
I was talking to Christina, my therapist, hey Queen, this week about like things I can be doing to kind of like help my mental health and not feeling so overwhelmed, whatever. And I was like, I am going to look at getting bikes for the kids and I. And she was like, outside bikes? And I was like, and she goes, look at you. And I was like, oh my gosh, don't make it weird. It doesn't really count. It's for my mental health.
The electric bikes.
Well, Molly won't let me.
No, she said not the electric scooter.
Well, what's the difference? Well, thousands of dollars. The electric bikes are
an electric scooter.
Oh, that's true. But a normal bike, a bike is kind of nice. But I was talking to the kids. I actually may get those. Have you seen those like big wheeled? They're like maybe 6 or 8 inch diameter wheels, scooters. They're like,
I think scooters are less safe than bikes.
yes, but they're also smaller. And I don't want to have a bunch of bikes in my garage.
Hmm.
You know, after you've purged everything and you put stuff into a new house,
Mm-hmm.
you're like, I don't want to bring anything in that I don't absolutely have to bring in. You know, I'm throwing away memories to make my
Why don't you
peace.
just get 2 bikes?
We do. Steven has a bike, so I'm thinking I could get a bike. But we were thinking, oh, we could all do family group rides. But maybe what we'll do is we'll do 2 bikes for us, and then the kids can borrow them if they need,
Yeah,
and then we
just
could just do
use
the
them.
scooters if we all need to go out do something.
Yeah.
I say we're all going to go on a family bike ride, but that's
No
not going to
chance.
happen. We could do a family swig run.
Yeah.
That's more my speed. We could do family snow cones. I'm
Snow
down for
cones are
that.
Good.
And I'm happy to leave the windows down while we drive there, so it's like we were on a bike ride. You get the wind in your face, a little hot. I get it.
Wow, we're so similar.
We're so similar. It's so crazy.
It's like we should have a podcast together.
Literally, we just finished our first season. Okay, so we both have just one. Do you have multiple 3GBs? We just have one that we're sharing.
One that we're sharing.
Uh-huh.
Okay, talk to me about it.
So Stephanie had invited me and the kiddos to come to her work event last week to see Inside Out 2, but the kids were getting here late or getting here and it wasn't going to work out. And so we went, you watched it Thursday and cried until Friday when I watched it and then I started crying and then we have not collectively stopped crying since.
Every single person that talks to me about it, I'm like, go see it.
It did break the box office record for opening weekend of an animated film of all time. Now, someone tried pointing out, yes, dear, that's called inflation, but I still think the number of tickets sold it's going to be the highest. It's so good.
It's so good.
Now, I have a couple questions from Inside Out 2. Sorry to cut you off.
Please.
One, which emotion would you say takes the lead in your like control panel upstairs?
Joy.
Yeah, me too. We're joys.
You know what's so funny though? So we held like an event for my work where we rented out a couple of theaters, and the Megaplex workers went around to all of the team who was helping run the event and gave us pins for the event. So she walked up to me and my coworker and was like, "Pick which emotion you are." And when the first movie came out, I was in high school. And so like
hurts my soul.
I was sadness because someone had a lot of emotions. She had big feelings. And so my whole family was like, you're sadness. So like I associated myself with sadness.
Okay.
And so I went to grab the sadness one and my friend Megan was like, what are you doing?
Yeah. She's like, this is wrong.
And I was like, my family says that I'm sadness. She goes, I don't know what your family knows that I don't, but you are joy.
That's good.
And I was like, oh my gosh, I just broke.
Which isn't to say that sadness is bad. Like,
no,
I think
sadness
the
isn't
theme
bad.
of
That was
the
the whole point of the first
movie was to talk about embracing that, which I love. And Steven and I talk about that
but
all the time.
at the time, I do see how I would have been associated with sadness, but now I would say I am associated with joy.
Yeah, I think I'm joy at the helm. Now, the other 2 things that I had is if you were to add 2 more emotions, just 2, to those already listed. So we have joy, sadness, anger, fear, disgust, envy, ennui, anxiety, and embarrassment. If you were to add just 2 more that would make up Stephanie's control panel, her inside out upstairs brain think tank, what would yours be?
Ooh. Probably like, I don't know if that's like emotion though. Like silliness.
Okay, like goofy.
Yeah, but like I don't know if I would like call that an emotion.
Okay.
I guess I would be.
Okay, yeah.
Like silly.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of like humor and like funny.
Right.
But like I don't know if I would say that those are emotional states.
Yeah, it's hard because like personality traits are different than emotional states.
Yeah, but I'm just thinking like emotionally, like I find the humor in things so often that like I would have a pretty much a Cam from New Girl clown, or not Cam from New Girl, Cam from Modern Family clown in my head, just being like, that's all folks, like constantly on the table, like just trying to make everything so funny.
Agreed. Oh my gosh, that's so interesting. Oh wait. Okay, so according to the discrete emotion theory, there are this is from the Berkeley Wellbeing Institute. There are a few theories of emotion that help organize different emotions and help us understand how they relate to each other. The most well-known of these theories is the discrete or basic theory of emotion. And that is the premise of Inside Out. That's where the 5, this is from 1999, is enjoyment or joy, sadness, fear, anger, and disgust.
Yeah, there's like those 5 emotions, and then categories fall under those emotions.
Okay, so I'm going to go through. So enjoyment, we have pleasure, joy, happiness, amusement, pride, awe, excitement, and ecstasy. Sadness, lonely, unhappy, hopeless, gloomy, miserable. Fear, worried, nervous, anxious, scared, panicked, stressed. Anger, annoyed, frustrated, bitter, infuriated, mad, insulted, vengeful, and disgust. Dislike, revulsion, nauseated, aversion, offended, and horrified. But then there's a lot. There's
a lot of things you could like argue that are emotions. I feel like I would add. I like awe. I feel like
gosh,
that
that's so
is
funny.
a
I was
good
just gonna
one.
say amazement would be one that would be
Yeah,
mine.
like amazement or awe. Like I feel like that. And then annoyed.
Mine was gonna be sarcasm, but they treat sarcasm differently in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
But I think sarcasm or like wit. But I know those are personality traits, not necessarily emotions. Like you don't feel wit, you just have it. And I got it in spades, sister. But I would probably say, like, as for emotion, like awe, like whatever else, and then overwhelmed. Those are like my 2 probably emotions, because I probably
it's not quite anxious. It's overwhelmed.
It's not anxious. It's just like, oh no, we have to do
there
that.
Were so many beautiful things about anxious though, like, and as like a regularly anxious person, there were times that you were watching Anxiety being like, no, what she's saying makes sense though.
Yeah.
Like,
What I wanted,
isn't wrong.
What I wanted, because so obviously they kind of packaged Anxiety visually like chaos and like chaotic. I would have kind of my only like kind of feedback is that I think Anxiety, that's one flavor of Anxiety, but I think another like real flavor of Anxiety is like someone who I'd imagine is like with a briefcase and like doing like risk analyses and like a little bit nerd, like really well thought out, really in your head. Like he probably has like a Save the Planet t-shirt on, but he's also like, you know, like that existential. I think that would have been how my Anxiety guy looks like. He's not like furry and has like crazy hair.
No, the Anxiety that looked the most familiar to me was when she was running risk analysis.
Yes. And
like I'm like, oh, I do that.
And the Anxiety that was not Anxiety, but the visualization of Anxiety that was the most to me was when embarrassment would like pull the hoodie down. I was like, that's like Anxiety, like, oh, shut down, freak out. So that was our 3GB. Now, the other thing I wanted to ask from the movie, though, is I loved that they had Mount Crushmore, and it was like her 4 crushes.
Oh, yes.
And so I'm wondering, who is on your Mount Crushmore?
Okay, most of them are dead.
That's okay. Everyone else on the Mount Rushmore is dead, too.
Fair point.
So let's say they actually have to be dead.
Okay, great.
They only can be dead, and it can't be Jesus. That's weird.
No.
Just for the record, I would put him on my mountain or whatever else.
He's
but
on
not,
a different mountain.
Not Mount Crushmore. He's on
like
my Mount Sinai. That's where I find my Jesus.
That's a Christianity joke.
That's a Christian joke, because we hit all things here. Click.
Okay. Young Patrick Swayze.
Is Patrick Swayze dead?
Yes.
Okay, well, I don't know.
We've talked about this because I kill all of my people.
Oh, that's right.
Okay.
That's right. Okay.
Young Patrick Swayze.
Okay.
Heath Ledger.
Gorge.
Paul Walker.
Oh, gosh. R.I.P. Rip. Someone was saying that they were taking flower. Oh, Baking with Blondie was saying that she was listening to us and they were taking flowers, I think, for Memorial Day, and her kids passing the graveside with rip. And she was like, that's because of you guys. And I was like, it's kind of in part because of Claudia and Jax. So we'll pass it on, but we're going upstream. Okay.
Paul Walker, Henry Cavill. Those are my 4.
No. Henry Cavill's alive, so you only could pick dead.
For now.
No. You can only pick dead people.
Okay, fine. Let me think of another dead person. You go.
Okay, I think I would say okay, if I'm just going purely off of looks and what I assume to be dope personalities, because I don't really know.
Yeah.
JFK.
Okay.
One, just like kind of hot presidential power, but also like
If
svelte.
you choose all presidents, I'm going to murder you.
Okay, so Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln. No, I would say also for just kind of the swag, skinny Elvis. I don't want fat, depressed, over like
young Elvis. That's
I
what
want
you can say.
Young Elvis.
Young Elvis.
That's like gorge for me.
Young over 18 Elvis.
I also want over 18 Austin Butler Elvis. That's
he's alive.
no, I want that version of
Yeah.
of
Got it.
Elvis. Like,
so what you want is Austin Butler.
well, he's alive, so I'm
Yeah,
trying to
so
find I'm trying to find ways to get out of it. Yeah. Then I think I would probably say Julius Caesar, just for like a man in power. Like he loves a daddy who can, got some things.
Okay.
And then maybe like dang, I don't know who my fourth would be. I should have had them locked and loaded, but I just had put in my note, which I saw during the movie. I wrote
at dinner. What's your Mount Rushmore of desserts?
Ooh, okay. Mount Rushmore desserts.
Way
easy
easier.
peasy.
Yeah.
Vanilla bean milkshake.
Okay.
That's up there with a warm chocolate chip cookie. That's like a collected dessert. Then I would probably say probably a Sweet Tooth Fairy cake, chocolate cake with like the salted caramel, so it's not super sweet. Like I don't like anything cloyingly sweet, so I do like that'd be like my cake with like whipped cream.
I'm surprised
and
you like
vanilla
a
ice
chocolate and a raspberry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I like also salted.
Yeah.
Ooh, you know what I made over the weekend that were delish?
What?
Rice Krispie treats.
Ugh.
Brown butter Rice Krispie treats with sea salt.
So good.
Delish, and then I put sprinkles on top because it was Father's Day.
Yum.
So that would be my fourth. Would probably be those, just because those are nostalgia for me. And then I think I would do a skillet cookie.
A great choice.
Skillet cookie with fresh ice cream and fudge and caramel.
That is a great
Those are my
choice. Oh my gosh.
You want to come to you want to visit my Mount Rushmore of desserts?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, done. Okay, yours.
Skillet cookie.
Okay, love.
A banana split.
What are you putting on tops, and what's the ice cream flavors?
Oh, the ice cream, I'm just going to go like a straight vanilla, a chocolate, and a strawberry.
Okay, cool.
Then the toppings are chocolate, strawberry sauce, and a caramel.
No nuts.
Yes, nuts.
Interesting. Whipped
Almonds,
cream and a cherry.
not peanuts.
Okay.
Whipped cream and cherry.
Okay, good.
I don't like the pineapple.
Yeah. Oof.
Hot from the oven brownie.
Delish.
Okay, what's the last one? I'm just saying ice cream. Gelato. Probably. But like I want all forms of ice cream. I need the variety of ice cream. You can't give me one.
It's not really a dessert.
Ice cream is a dessert.
No. I mean, that's like saying, oh, I guess, that's true. Then I want to have the option for mine to be any flavored milkshake. I was being very specific. Just
say
milkshake. Skillet cookie. Rice Krispie treat, cake.
Yep.
Those are my four.
It's nice that we covered the cookie in the skillet cookie.
Yeah, no, literally. I just realized I could abandon. You need the cookie because you're not an idiot.
Yeah.
Speaking of idiot cookies, so I got Crumble last week. They did, I know I'm mad at them, but they did a cake. They're like it was like a chocolate cake.
Okay.
It's like a better than sex cake is what they were basically making. Delish.
So good.
I really didn't want to love it, but because Blocks is going out of business.
They are?
It looks like it. Everything's closed. They haven't posted since May. So trouble. But I want still, I like that Crumble's kind of venturing into some of those better desserts that are like more cake based or a brownie or
I
like
don't
they
know
just
if this
did
is
the
a hot take. I just really don't like Crumble.
Oh, I don't like Crumble either because I think they all somewhat taste the same. I'm just glad that we're not going to lose out on Blocks. Wait, speaking of desserts, 2 dope places I went that I'm not going to remember, but one of them yesterday I went to a place I think it was called like Lighthouse Donuts after I dropped the kids off at BYU. I think it's run by like polygamists or something there because it was like, well, wait, pray while you're waiting for your order, just talk to God, things like that all over the walls. Delicious donuts.
Wow.
Yeah, kind of definitely like what you'd think you'd getting at like a fair. So it's like definitely homemade, not like super pretty. And then I went to a bakery today called, wait for it, everyone's on pins and needles. I'm just such a food influencer.
Okay, the best donuts I've had in Utah are at a place called Donuts in Delhi.
Oh, okay. They're going to say Donut
And it's
Star.
like 2600 South, I think. It's almost downtown.
Okay.
Somebody brought them into work once. I have never gotten them since, but I have a vivid memory of the donut that I tried from there.
Okay, so the other place that I went to, I need to try that. Send me the thing, because you know
I
I
will.
love donuts. Bianca's Le Petit French Bakery on Center Street in Provo.
Wow.
They had cronuts, but they were like stuffed cronuts with dulce de leche or like Bavarian cream, strawberry, whatever. It was actually pretty good. And then they had macarons.
Had Cubby's Bakery, or is it Chubby's? I don't know.
Oh,
They're
the Chubby
donuts.
Baker?
Yes, the donuts.
Delish.
We tried them this weekend. We tried the passion fruit.
Oh, I was just going to say, but some of them are total misses for me.
And the passion fruit, they have the seeds on them, and it's crunchy.
I don't like that.
So you go to bite it, and then it's like...
I want just straight, it's a dessert.
Yeah, I want it to be decadent.
Or if the only crunch I want would be like sprinkles on a topping where it's like maybe a little texture, but not like a crunch. But my mom has gotten us those Greek donuts. Have you had the Greek donuts?
Yo-nuts or something like that.
Oh.
Are they
Bury
good?
me in that. They're delish. They're really, really, really good.
So should we get donuts after this?
Wait, do you want to? I have a 4:00 meeting, so maybe we can finish earlier. Okay, and then...
Wait, I do have to just say this, like...
And we have a birthday announcement as well.
Oh, cool. I did finish my reread of the Harry Potter series.
Oh, all of them?
All of them.
Wow, go you, babes.
That series is actually spectacular. I know that, like, I know this already, and everybody knows this. No notes. The last book is phenomenal. Trigger warning. Dobby dies, and I sobbed. I forgot. I don't know how I forgot.
How did you forget? That's one of the saddest...
It's not that I, like, forgot. It just, I did not remember that it was coming. And so, like, the second that they disapparated, I, like, felt it. And I was like, oh, no. Oh, no. And I was reading really late at night. So I just started sobbing. So, yeah, super fun. My mom is also rereading it. And so funny. I'm driving with her the other day. And she's like, so I watched The Half-Blood Prince. I don't think I've ever seen that movie before. I was like, it's actually so crazy that, like, I lived in your house and probably watched that movie 8 times and you've never seen it.
Yeah, totally. It's like, were you even around?
She also said that about The Order of the Phoenix.
That's the best book.
Yeah, I agree. Wait, no, that's not my favorite one.
That is mine.
I know it
What's
is because
yours?
Dumbledore started me. Prisoner of Azkaban.
Prisoner of Azkaban, number 3, because it's serious.
I just think the way it is written, the character development, I feel like actually starts in that book.
And the twist is pretty good.
The twist is crazy. If I read that book without knowing, that twist would have, like...
Been really, really...
It would have gooped me. Goop. So anyway, that series is amazing, and I have to watch now part 1 and 2. I think Molly and I are going to watch part 2 together.
Oh, fun.
Since we've been rereading them together.
Oh, good.
Also,
wait, if you want me to come, let me know, because totally I love that movie.
The Utah Symphony is doing the movies again.
For the fall or the Christmas time?
They're starting the first one.
Okay, I love that.
Because the last year was Deathly Hallows Part 2. So they are restarting from the beginning of Sorcerer's Stone.
Now, for those of you that don't know what we're talking about, the Utah Symphony plays the movie in the background on a giant screen and then accompanies the movie with music, their own score and the scores from the film integrated, kind of woven together for a performance.
No, it's all the
movie score.
It's all of the movie score. There is no original music.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's any music that is in the movie
played live.
And it is
sickening the house down boots.
So gorgeous, but it's in the beginning of November. Tickets go on sale, I think August. Not sponsored. You're welcome.
Literally,
Utah
I was
Symphony.
just going to say, this sounds like an ad.
But I told you last year you have to go, but I was like, I think they'll start over, and they are. So you must go this year.
Yeah, I know, but how about we go together?
Done.
That'll be a Christmas gift.
Yeah.
I love events. I love things. Speaking of Christmas, one of my favorite people to hang out with during the Christmas holiday is our friend Megan Brown, whose birthday was this week. So happy birthday. I have a birthday song that I sing to people, but I'm not going to do it now. But I love the Depression birthday song.
Yes.
I do that
Molly
one for you
sings that
well.
one too.
I love it so much. Molly and I are kind of kindred spirits in some ways.
In a lot of ways.
Yeah. So happy birthday to Megan. We love you. Thank you for hosting our Good Bad Advice Beyonce party.
Ugh.
And for just being like a queen
Gorgeous
who
affair.
almost ever when I call, she'll then send me a picture of her listening to the podcast, being like, oh gosh, I was just listening to you guys. So happy birthday. We love you lots.
Oh, love you, Meg.
All right. Should we give some advice to people in the news? Is there any other kind of house cleaning?
Meh.
I
got nothing.
Stay with us on social media. We're going to be dropping just kind of reminder, real social cuts, but it'll be a bit more sporadic. But that's also where we'll post kind of some of our own adventures, things that we're doing, so we can stay. And we want to hear some of the fun things that you were doing. Now, the first person in the news is a very interesting person for you to have picked because she's been in the news a lot. I just did not see this story coming. J-Lo is told by industry executives that she needs to move to Nashville because she could kill it with country, much like Beyonce did, by getting assistance from the likes of Shania Twain and other legends in the game. But John Peters, who produced the film Money Train, as an action plan for her to rake in the money because she blew through millions on her wedding and a $60 million house, which is now listed for sale. So he's claiming, great, here's what we really need. We need you to go country.
Yeah, and I did put this story in because my advice is don't.
My advice is country is not the solution for people that are not country.
My advice is no thank you.
Yeah, the thing about, well, two thoughts. One, there's an authenticity that J-Lo lacks.
Everywhere.
So having her go to another genre that she's never done
not to mention country music is very authentic. It's storytelling.
And that's where people were having opinions about Beyonce, but Beyonce is a Texan. She's literally from the South, from the country, and she's worked in country music on multiple projects for years.
Yeah.
So this isn't like new. She's performed at the CMT. She's performed at various country, generalized specific things. And her country album slapped. I mean, arguably one of the best albums of this year.
Yeah, of this
year. So, clearly one of the best albums of this year.
Yeah.
But it's still somewhat authentic to her and her own flavor. If J-Lo, who struggles with an authenticity
Jenny
problem,
from the block? No.
Bronx girl, I mean, if that's even true, just does not register to me as...
No one asked for this.
No, and I actually think that that's terrible. I think, but what advice do you have to J-Lo to kind of like fix her image? Because I have a good suggestion.
I think she should disappear for a while. Like, she's so...
savage.
No, she is so saturated right now. And I feel like they just keep releasing paparazzi, releasing stories, releasing blah, blah, in the age of her also being under extreme scrutiny. Also because, I don't know if you heard about this.
She's canceled her tour, right? We talked about that last time.
Yeah, and there was a TikToker who was making comments about, like, her marriage with Ben Affleck. That was, like, a gossip TikToker. And she had her TikTok shut down, which was, like, she had, like, I think she had, like, 9 million followers. And she had her TikTok shut down. And it, like, took off her main source of income. And, like, I just am like, lay low, maybe.
Okay, I actually have a different take.
Okay, great.
Which I could totally be wrong. But I liked J-Lo best when she was a judge on American Idol.
Yep.
Because it was, like, not about her, but somewhat about her. She was in the zeitgeist without, like, failing over and over again. Kelly Clarkson, Pieces of Me. I mean, Kelly Clarkson...
I liked her as a
Piece
dance
by
host
Piece
better.
On World of Dance.
I liked her on World
Bring
of
back
Dance
World
better.
of Dance. That was a great show.
That show was
Derek,
amazing.
Neo, J-Lo.
I think it had some flaws in the, like, scoring judging process.
Agreed. And the whole thing that, like, were people voting? Were people not voting? Who was actually
it seemed
putting
like a lot
through?
of favoritism. It seemed like a lot of, like...
But bring back something like that. Did you watch So You Think You Can Dance at all?
I loved So You Think You Can Dance. I have not watched it.
I haven't
the last
watched this
few
season.
seasons.
I've tried, but I've really, really struggled getting into it.
Yes.
Anyways, J-Lo, I don't think you should stay low. I think you should just know what you do well, which is, so sorry to say, being a judgy bitch.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's actually authentically you.
Yep.
And I think J-Lo as like a judgmental pop, quote unquote, pop star, the judgmental is really where she shined.
No, that's
the
a good
pop
take.
star, not where she shined.
That's a good take.
And so I think that would actually also, to kind of like diva energy is kind of judges. Judges have like a bit of a diva energy, particularly. I don't want to gender this, but it's clear to me that females on those judging shows get touted more as like princess diva vibes. Lean into that, sis. I just think that's where her career should go. So that's my advice for J-Lo.
I think it's also like, I am super fatigued by her like image.
Yeah, agreed.
I would like her to have a scandal, have something like so regular.
Oh,
like,
I don't think her handlers will ever allow. So I think
I know,
she's kind of like
it's just
Kardashians have a control over the media on them.
100%. It's just like, so it's her whatever Amazon Prime series. It's like, methinks that if you have to tell everybody how in love you are, you're not that in love.
Methinks the failure of your marriage, on the backdrop of like 2 months prior, you airing that film, odd. Speaking of Amazon Prime, I have been really getting into Mr. and Mrs. Smith with Daniel Glover.
I've heard such good things.
It's actually really, really good. When I'm up in my office, because I just have an Amazon Alexa, I don't want to say it or else it's going to turn on. She'll be like, oh, okay, groceries ordered. I'm like, dang it. But I only have one of those like on the swivel up in my office. And since I have to have like Noiser TV while I've been working from home with the kids here, I've just been having that on. Queen, it's so good.
Really?
It's actually, I would add that to my 3GBs as a G.
Okay.
It's not for kids.
Wait, speaking of also, did you finish this season of Bridgerton?
No.
Okay.
No. Steven and I, here's the thing. Oliver's BYU camp gets over at 8.
Whoa.
Charlotte's gets over at 4. So I have been driving them down at 8 in the morning to get to camp.
Why don't
then I
you
drive
have
to
them
work.
do the overnight ones?
I'm going to now.
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't want to miss out on time with them. So it's kind of fun to hang out with them at nights.
But
But now I'm like, oh no, I've driven down to Provo to drop him off. Then I'd come up to work. Then I drive back down to get Charlotte. Then I drive her back home and drop her off. And then I stay there for like an hour. Then I drive back down and get Oliver. And then I come back and we're back by 9.
You're doing the drive twice?
I'm doing the drive 3 times a day, baby.
Whoa.
Drop him off, pick up Charlotte, pick up OJ. So we're getting home at like
Provo.
And do what? We tried on Monday. We brought cards. We bought Monopoly Deal and went to a Chipotle and tried to hang out there for an hour. But then Charlotte was just so exhausted. She was all sweaty from playing tennis. Not all sweaty. I mean, she's a gorgeous queen, obviously. But she like slept in the back seat for a little bit. It was just, it's not ideal.
No.
There's not a lot to do down there. So we're doing, so this week we haven't really done a whole lot.
Yeah.
But now, once the kids go to bed, just because I won't be as tired, then Steve and I are like, oh, okay, cool. We'll watch our show. But we've been kind of cranking through the challenge.
Yeah.
So that's been our...
There is good content on right now. Like the Bridgerton new season.
Hacks
Love
season
Island
3.
USA. Love Island UK.
Have you not watched Hacks at all?
I have not watched any Hacks. Here, I know it's a show that I will love. I just like won't start it because I will just binge it. And like, I don't have the time.
You have to binge it, honey.
But I don't have the time.
Wait, come over.
I can't
Make
even
the time.
watch Love
Have
Island
priorities.
USA right now.
I can't watch Love Island USA because there's 10,000 episodes. You get behind on that show.
It's a problem.
Kiss the season goodbye.
Kiss it goodbye.
It's like watching Big Brother. They have the feeds, which you could be watching. Then they have like 3 episodes a week. It's a lot.
Fortunately, every episode is good, so I will consume all of Love Island USA.
I heard a rumor.
What?
I love that. Should be a name of a podcast.
Yeah, I heard a rumor.
TM.
That's our next one.
That's great. Wait, I'm gonna Google and just check in the.
We're gonna actually come back rebranded.
We come back. We're like, hey, I heard a rumor. Podcasts open.
And then you just send us in your favorite rumors.
Yeah, we just gossip. That's basically what we do anyway. I heard a rumor that Sandoval was first out on Traders.
Thank goodness. I hope they killed him the first night.
I hope he did. I hope he was too. I heard that what I heard was he was really, really bothered at how it went, which makes me happy.
Gorgeous.
Okay, wait. I was going to look
Sweet
up.
justice.
Search. I heard a rumor.
Let's see. What other
Doesn't
TV have I
exist.
been watching?
Oh, I heard a rumor. Oh, it does exist. Dang, but it stopped going since 2021, so we should just write and say I got this. Anyway, interesting on good shows.
I did finish a season of Bridgerton. I loved this season, but I liked the book more.
Okay.
That's my final review.
I was talking with people today at brunch about Bridgerton, and they'd said that this is Matt and Susan, so we'll just shout out to you guys. I forget exactly what she'd said about what her feedback was. Oh, no, this was the thing. Did you watch Queen Charlotte?
I have not watched Queen Charlotte
Oh my gosh,
yet.
Stephanie, did we talk about this already?
I've heard, yes, we have.
Okay,
Queen
I'm so
Charlotte is
sorry.
best. That's
so
the next
good.
one that I'm going to start.
So what they were saying though that was so interesting about Bridgerton is that Charlotte stayed because you're not
No spoilers.
Charlotte dresses old for a reason.
Yes.
Did you know that?
No, I did not.
Do you know why? What the reason is?
No, don't tell me.
Okay, cover your ears.
No, wait. Oh, somebody did tell me this.
Okay, so what do you know? So I don't ruin anything.
I know that it's not so her husband doesn't get confused.
Yes.
But I have.
Which
I know
is such
nothing
a
else
beautiful
about
thing
Queen
because we
Charlotte.
know that the king has a
Is-
mental
yeah.
issue. And so to not help him be confused, she stays dressing in the same period as when he first met her.
Yeah.
So he remembers who she is. And when they told me that today at brunch, I was like,
Yeah. What was I going to say? Oh, here's my other review. Nicola Coughlan, I think is her name.
yes.
Penelope is a way better actress than Colin is an actor. And in the second season, they have so many scenes, like just the two of them. And it is like so apparent how talented she is. And like so apparent how
Imbalanced it is.
Yeah.
So she's in
Amateur.
Derby Girls. Did you ever watch
Dairy
that?
Girls.
Or Dairy Girls?
no, but I've
Dairy
seen
Girls?
clips of it. Yeah, Dairy
I thought
Girls.
it was Derby.
Dairy.
I think it was Derby Girls. On
But I've seen
Netflix.
clips of it.
I
Hilarious.
need to add it to my Netflix. You're gonna get a sound probably.
Oh, I've
I
heard
need
it's
to add
so
it
funny.
to my Netflix up next list because I really like her.
They're like heavily Scottish accents. Whenever I watch clips of it, I'm like, I have no idea what they're saying.
And they've had 3 seasons,
Mm-hmm.
so pretty good. Good for her.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a show that you're gonna need subtitles on.
Yep, for sure. Sometimes, like, when you watch Love Island UK on sites that you shouldn't, because it's 2 weeks behind in the US,
Hey, do you know what's the other? Sorry, finish your thing. I have really great.
but they don't have closed captioning. And sometimes you're like, huh?
Okay, so
Huh?
one of the ways that you control influencers on their TikTok is just to write, "This needs subtitles," or "Hey, turn on closed captioning." And so you should go to like the major influencers and just comment, "Hey, hard time understanding you, need subtitles."
That's crazy.
It's crazy because it's so funny and it's so like playing chess when they're all playing checkers.
Yeah.
Okay. Justin Timberlake was arrested for a DUI. That's old news. Everybody kind of knows
Yeah.
that. New news, though.
Yeah.
The officer, we've now received the footage of the officer not knowing who Justin Timberlake was. And he is on recording saying to himself at one point, "This is going to mess up the tour." To which the officer replies, "What tour?" And then Justin Timberlake responds, "The World Tour." Here's my advice to this officer. This is your time to become a star.
Yep.
You are you are giving the sort of energy. You're giving, "Hey, I can't understand you. You need
Yeah.
subtitles."
No,
trolling.
Gen Z is amazing
Gen
for
Z
this.
trolling of Justin Timberlake. Question though, do you really think he didn't know who he was?
1,000%.
Really? You didn't think he was
Think
just
of
being...
a cop in the Hamptons. Like, also, a cop is not somebody who's eccentric about pop culture, especially
That's
like
true.
older pop culture. Like, he like I feel like you would know. Think of your like, uncle who always wanted to be a fireman. Like he would know a Justin Timberlake song if you put it on, but you might say Justin Timberlake's name and he would go, huh?
Yeah, agreed.
Like, but then take away his access to internet history. Like,
but so here's my thought. I actually think that you're right that he didn't know. With that said, I'm going to start adding, this is going to ruin the tour, to just normal everyday inconveniences. And then you're like, what tour? Like, the world tour. Wait, what?
The tour.
This is going to ruin the tour.
It's
Like we show up to family dinner, someone else is late.
Yeah,
this is going to
ruin the tour.
Like that's going to be my new summer 2024. This is going to ruin the tour.
Mine is one that I've already used on you.
Is
Dorit, I'm a showman.
Oh, I thought you were going to do show it to me, Rachel.
Show me to me, please.
Show me to me, please.
No, Dorit,
Yeah, Dorit,
I'm a showman.
I did that to somebody over the weekend too. I said.
Also, one of my favorites, and it does include a swear word, so it's a good one. We play this game as a family called Azul. And in Azul, you have to put tiles next to each other. And when the tiles are consecutive, you get points for them.
Okay.
I was playing the game once, clearly not paying attention, just being the entertainer of the group.
Yes. The
so
showman,
I
if you
have
will.
tiles all over the board. And I'm in last place. So I'm doing so poorly. And we are counting. And my dad's like, what are you even doing? And I said, when all of these connect, it's over for you bitches. And I can't tell you how relevant that is.
Yes, agreed.
In normal life. When you're like,
It's
listen.
over. Once this happens, it's over
when
for
I
you.
hit the chain reaction,
Yep.
it is going to come together and it's over for you guys. So.
Yes, agreed. Someone did comment that was so funny on the Justin Timberlake. I'm going to probably butcher this, but it was like someone is doing like a sequence. So it's like, this is going to ruin everything. This is going to ruin the tour. What tour? The world tour. Then someone like commented, like putting it in there, being like, the Trolls World Tour. Because that's seriously all he's done for the past several years has just been the Trolls. The Trolls World Tour. The internet wins every day.
I saw a video that it's like him getting pulled over by the cop, and he like rolls down the window, and he's like, "It's gonna be May." And he looks up.
No, I saw that one that said,
doing?
he goes, when am I gonna be able to drive again? And that was just, it's gonna be May. All right, Theo James shares the crappy memento a date once left him. Now, you sent me this story, which means you get to share it.
Oh, it's quite simple. He went on a date, maybe had like
Which
a
he
hangout.
could be in my living Mount Crushmore.
Yeah, he's very handsome and in a normal way.
He's handsome.
In a way that you're like, this is attainable.
Yeah. My delusional self says, if Steven dies, maybe I just reach out to Theo James.
Guess what I just noticed, though, also, sidetrack, just in the studio? We didn't turn on our lights. Set them up. They're both angled towards us. No lights.
We're crushing it. Season finale. Summer's almost out. Hags.
Speaking of attainable.
Speaking of attainable. Wait, did you still film it on 0.5?
What is your... No, I didn't. What is
Stephanie
your
says
celebrity...
that she's putting in the... Hey, got it. Stephanie says that she's putting in the thing. Whoa, if I do 0.5, you look really skinny. And she goes, I'd have to zoom in a lot. And I said, that's fine. Zoom in. So you traitorous beast. I thought that you were doing me solid.
I didn't want to change our filming for the season finale. I thought it would confuse people. There is... What is your attainable celebrity that you're like, I actually think I could...
Callum Scott, probably.
Callum Scott. Okay.
Just because, I think I think he seems nice enough that I could trick him. Mm-hmm. He seems a little simple. And so he may fall for my trickery, is how I'm looking at it.
Okay.
Yeah, because I know what this is doing. And so I know it's going to have to be a trick.
Yeah.
There's no real treat here. It's more of the trick on the trick or treat. That's my reality.
I don't necessarily know mine, but I did think of this because there's a video on TikTok. I'll send it to you. It's my favorite TikTok of all time where this girl goes, This guy's like, what do you think is your attainable celebrity? This girl shows up. She starts laughing. She goes, I thought John Hamm. She was like, I thought he would think I'm charming. Like, what was I thinking?
So our friend Ashley Rose Reeves posted this reel earlier this week that talks about, I noticed that when I was at the pool, and she's there in a swimming suit, she's like that everyone else just has basically average bodies, that the vast majority of people at the pool have average bodies, that she's very body positivity. So it's kind of like, oh, okay, great. She's like, so it's not everyone has Instagram model bodies, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, and I'm delusional enough to think, as I'm watching this, yeah, I used to have an average body too, but I'm probably more of that Instagram hot now. And then I remembered that I'm not, which was a sad reminder for me. But there was a split second when I was like, oh, I'm so glad average people feel comfortable going to the pool even when I'm there. And then I thought, oh no, I'm the average. I'm who she's talking about. I love her unearned
confidence.
Like, that's what I'm saying. I just love that I'm the people that she's like, Chase is here in a swimsuit. I guess I could do it.
That's so healthy in your head to be overly confident. It's
like on
Ted Lasso. He's like, why would I be a lion? I'm May. He's like, I don't think you understand how emotionally healthy that is.
Yeah. I want to watch Ted Lasso again. Oliver we were ordering art for his side of the room.
I have a really good take about Ted Lasso.
Okay. We were ordering art, and so we found these really cool graphics of his like top European soccer players. Cool. And then we got this really cool photograph of like a European soccer stadium aerial shot with like the lights and the fans and all the things. It's like a really cool thing to go above his bed. But while I was down soccer art talk, there was quite a bit of Ted Lasso. Mm-hmm. And I thought, oh, that'd be really cool to get like a big poster.
Believe sign.
Yeah.
Your Ted Lasso good take. It's not necessarily about Ted Lasso, but I was talking with our DC correspondent, Joe. Mm-hmm. DC Marvel correspondent, Joe, the Joe Bro. And we were talking about like James Bond, the new Batman, et cetera, and he mentioned that for the new Batman he wants that Aaron something guy, the one who's really handsome and he's playing Kraven. He was in Marvel as one of the twins.
Yes. Okay, I don't know his name, but yes.
Aaron something, I don't know. He mentioned he wanted him, and I said, oh, I thought they were playing James Bond. So we got in the discussion of who are the like James Bond villains. I think Hannah Waddingham should be a James Bond villain.
No, because did you watch Fall Guy?
No.
You never saw Fall Guy?
No.
Oh, Steph, it's so good. That should be my other 3GB.
I think she should be a villain.
So she was a villain in that movie.
She was?
Mm-hmm. And she's like the villain in it. And it's actually not, she's the villain. She could be the villain in a comedy. She could not, in my mind, she could not be a villain as a true villain. Like Salma Hayek, excellent true villain energy. Sofia Vergara, villain only in comedy. Mm-hmm. Like, I think there's certain people that could be excellent villains, but then people that are just... How is
she the villain in Fall Guy?
Do you want me to ruin it for you?
Not really.
Okay.
Is she like the villain in the movie in Fall Guy?
Yes.
But so she's like playing a villain who's playing a villain in the movie? No.
She's the actual villain in Fall Guy. She's the bad person. And it just doesn't quite... That's one part that... It worked for the vibe that they were going for, because it's kind of meta, because they're talking about filming a movie while filming a movie.
Exactly.
But she, to me, doesn't give off that sort of energy.
See, I'm thinking of like season 1, Ted Lasso, the like revenge vibes that she gave constantly. The like serving justice.
I never saw her in Game of Thrones. But she's shame.
Yeah, she was a much smaller character.
Okay, because I just don't know of her vibe. So someone maybe needs to let us know.
I think her like energy in season 1 of Ted Lasso, where she is like, she will switch very quickly to like cutthroat, don't care, whatever hurts Rupert the most. I'm like, I need that like villain energy.
But think of like other villains, like Rami Malek was one of the latest villains in Bond. He's like, he can go dark. There's not a tinge of like comedy coming from him. You know what I mean? And Hannah, I feel like, has too much a tinge of comedy. Also, I just love her too much. It's like watching Melissa McCarthy be a villain. Like, no, girl, I love you. You have a superpower. It's not villain energy. She doesn't give me villain energy. Maybe I'm totally wrong.
I want a villain.
I'm going to rewatch the end of season 1, Hannah, over the break, and then we'll return and report.
I just think like the way that she would switch to like, I don't care, I'm getting my revenge story. If she centered like her whole James Bond villain arc over her getting revenge, I think that she could play like a very charming person who ends up being the villain.
Yes, that is kind of Fall Guy.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. I get the vibe you're going for, and I see it. I just don't see it in a Bond
I feel
franchise.
like the way that I
see
have
it
heard it talked about in Fall Guy is that like, because it's meta, it's played in a cheesy way.
It could be that, yeah. But I would say, who would you say is like a character who is unequivocally a villain?
Oh, I cannot think of his name. He was the villain in
Inglourious Bastards.
Justified.
Oh.
Very white hair. I think it's like Nate McDougal or something like that. Or something like that. He has like ice blue eyes.
Oh, yes.
Wait, let me see. Am I thinking of the right
Earl
person?
Lennon.
Let me see him.
Hang on, it's pulling up.
Show me to me, Rachel.
Hang on. Somehow I found myself on, this says it's a mature website.
That's exactly.
Full name, Robert Quells. Oh, Justified. I just don't know if he's, what his real name is.
I thought it was Nate something. I think he is like, if I see him in a show, he is the villain.
I would say someone who's definitely also a villain is the guy that I...
Also, I always like a female villain because, like, a female villain who is shown in the right way of, like...
I'm thinking Christopher Waltz.
Christopher Waltz. Oh, from Inglourious Bastards.
Yes, this guy. He always gives me villain energy.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
In Justified, this makes me think of, in Justified, there is a woman who, like, ends up being the main villain, but she's so unsuspecting because she's just, like, this nice, charming Southern lady. Like, it is the epitome of, like, female rage to me, of being, like, so calculated, so methodical.
Yeah.
So, like has mapped out everything and is unsuspecting, is like why I'm like, Hannah Waddingham needs to play a villain.
I could kind of see that. I'd be very curious to see what she would do in like a very serious, not funny role.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. I could handle
villain?
that.
I don't know.
Okay, so Theo James, somebody left a poop turd in his bathtub
We
after
got
the end of
so
the day.
far
That's
from
literally
that.
how far we went down.
We didn't even get the context
we didn't even get
out
the
of the
fully,
story.
We prefaced it and then got out. Sorry, guys. It's almost summer.
Hey, Summer. It's our last episode.
We're almost done. So someone left a poop. What I wanted to share was, what would you say is one of your worst dating stories that you can share on a family podcast?
I have had a lot of weird dates. I at one point was like,
oh my gosh, I have a good one. I just realized one. Hang on, I have to run it.
At one point I was like, I'm just gonna go on as many dates as possible because dating is a numbers game. And so I had a strategy where like if they were not talking or if they were acting weird, I would just like find them one thing they were excited about and then just let them talk the rest of the time. And one time I found out a guy worked out and I was like, oh, are you interested in like competing? He talked for the next 45 minutes and we were at Salt City Burger and he talked through, waiter comes over, do you want dessert? Yes, we would like a bazooki. He keeps talking. I'm like, this person who's telling me he's like interested in bodybuilding. I'm like, we will take a small bazooki. Thank you. I did not say another word the rest of the evening. We get out of the restaurant and he's like, when can I see you again? I was like, oh, I don't know. I'm so busy. I was so uninterested. But I was like, got a good meal, got a bazooki, got my way out of there.
I mean, the bazooki makes it absolutely worth it. That's
no,
the problem.
that's the key with dating. I have to tell you, if you are meeting somebody for dinner, you have to pick a good restaurant.
Agreed.
Because at least you are getting good food. Even if you have to pay half the check, even if you have to pay for it, which you shouldn't have to if you're a girl. But if you get to eat something delicious, it makes the date worth it.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna expose something here.
Okay.
One time I went on a date.
Okay.
And I had a friend who I'll tell you offline.
Okay. Huh?
I'll tell you offline.
Okay.
My thing's blocking my mouth.
Yep.
And she and I had this kind of like pact where like if dates were bad, we would always text like, hey, we're on a date. And then we would text like, hey, the date's going bad.
Yeah.
And then we would
Help.
call and you would basically, if you called, they just had to basically play along with whatever you were saying. And like loud enough that the other person could probably hear. So one time I go to dinner with this guy and it's like not working. It's just, it feels very forced, but I can tell he's like very into me, which you can't blame the guy.
Yeah.
And so I'm like trying to get out of it and I can't. So he's like, we finished dinner. He's like, would you like to go on a drive? And I wish I would have just been like, no, I'm done. But I was like, sure. And in my head, I was like, it's fine. Like we'll go for a little drive. We're downtown. Then we'll.
Yeah.
Well, he definitely gives an impression that he's wanting more than just a drive.
Yeah, got it.
So I faked a heart attack. I was like, oh gosh, my chest is just getting so tight. Oh, I think I'm just going to call my cardiologist and just kind of check. It's 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. And he's like, oh, you have your cardiologist? I was like, yeah, it's just like my nurse friend who's a cardiologist. So I call her and I'm like, hey, I think I'm having a heart attack, blah, blah. She's like, let's walk through the symptoms. She does like a full blown, like, she's so loud. So since she's like, put me on speaker. So then because she was like a nurse, so she's like going through all the nurse things. Like, you got to check this, blah, blah. She's like, no, Chase, I think you need to go and get checked out. And I was like, okay. It's like, yeah. And he's like, do you want me to take you? Oh my gosh. And I said, no. My mom will meet me there because my mom knows all of my like stuff. And I like had to create the largest lie to get out of this date. It was so lame. So anyways, he takes me back to my car, and I leave him to like car. I'm like, oh my gosh, you slayed that. That was like so funny. And I'm making me like a leather beast to just have like a single bowl of ice cream by myself. And
I'm scared.
he is calling me over and over again.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, like that's so weird. And then I realize he's following me home to make sure I get there okay. So I have to drive to a Lone Peak ER and walk in like I'm going to be treated. And then I just stayed in the waiting room for about 45 minutes until I was sure he'd left.
That's crazy.
So no one put a poop in my bathtub, but I had that.
Oof.
So dates are fun. If you're going on dates with people, here's my advice. 1, always have an out.
Send
2,
people your location.
Send people location. Let them know you're going on a date. Like, have a cover story if you need to get out.
Yeah.
And then 3, always get dessert.
Always.
Always do dessert. Why not?
But also, don't just do dessert.
No.
I told Bailey once, I'm like, if a boy invites you to just get ice cream, you tell him, where are we going to dinner first?
Excellent.
Because I'm like, ice cream date is a way for a guy to say, I'm not that interested, but I also want to just spend 15 minutes with you.
I also just want to see you in real life and see how similar you are to your pictures.
Yep. I said, do not ever go on an ice cream date. Our standards are better than this.
Our standards are at least
coming
a whole
from
meal.
me, who went on yogurt dates.
Yeah, me who went on a drive.
Yep.
Donald Sutherland is dead. Speaking of transitions,
you handled that as softly as Draven handled when he told me that he was dead and said, "Guess Katniss got him." I said, "Are you kidding? Too soon."
Is it?
He's
He's
died
one of
today.
the captain villains. He is so evil. Hell got an angel.
What's really funny is
Hell
I saw
got an extra devil.
a lot of headlines being like, "MASH star."
Yeah.
I'm like,
It's like Clue, ordinary
kids
people.
these days
MASH.
don't know who MASH is. Just put Hunger Games, you
Yeah.
crazy people.
Does it say what he died of? It doesn't.
He's 88. He's died of old age.
Died after a long illness, it says.
Yeah, pneumonia, because he's 88.
Oh gosh, this is a really nice tribute to him. Thank you, Deadline. No,
Emphasis on.
Dead. So,
I'm so sorry to our
Rip.
listeners. I'm
here,
so
hey,
sorry to our
Mandy, this
listeners.
is your rip for your fam. Rip.
I don't give a rip.
I don't give a rip.
I do give a rip. He was lovely.
Yeah, he seemed lovely, but did you have any advice for this? Because you put it on here, but you just letting us know about a dead person.
Respect your elders. Everyone watch Hunger Games this weekend.
Yeah, oh wait, everyone in tribute watch Hunger Games.
Too unhinged to this. Yeah.
The rip and like the not
Emphasis.
sensitive to the. Oh, I know this is Keither's dad, and so blah blah blah. Kiefer Sutherland, isn't that how you say it?
That's Kiefer Sutherland's dad? Kiefer Sutherland is a Nepo baby?
Stephanie, please tell me you're joking.
I'm not joking.
You did not know, Don. You did not know that was his dad.
I had no idea up until this moment.
Even though the last names are the same, and Sutherland is not a Smith or a Jones.
Okay, well, I was going to make a joke about all of the Skarsgård people being related, but I do know they're related.
They
It's
are.
Like, there's like
That's like
8
saying the Skarsgårds who are related. They are.
Okay, I'm just saying it's not always the case with people who have the same last name.
It's true. True. I'll give you
Oh, well, T's and P's to Kiefer.
T's and P's to Kiefer, indeed. All right, our last story.
Just cut it.
No. That's fine. We're not even going to give snaps for this. When we have to cut something out of the episodes, which we've only had to cut 2 or 3
Honestly,
for a
like,
full 43 episodes, we've only had to edit 1 or 2. Everything else has really been completely unhinged. But normally what we do is we do snaps, so it blows out the speaker so that it's a
so you can
marker
see the
for us
marker.
to edit it. We're not snapping anything.
We're not
That's all
snapping
staying
this.
in.
Yeah.
Sorry, you guys.
Sorry, you
But
got to
did
deal
you
with
hear
us being
about
unhinged.
the shark attack in California? We talked about this before. You and I talked about it, right?
I don't think so.
The footage of the shark attack is wild.
I can't watch footage like that because it's actual terror.
So this,
It's terrifying.
you're gonna hate this. So the
Cool.
survivor is speaking out.
Amanda,
His
turn off your
friend
ears.
says that while I was swimming him in, the blood was just pouring out of his chest. Who rescued Caleb Adams, the 46-year-old individual who was swimming on June 2nd when the attack occurred about 100 yards off the shore.
Did he bite his arm off or did he just get his chest?
So this says he was discharged from the hospital 4 days after recovering at home per the statement. He says, quote, "I knew I had been hit by a shark. I tussled with the animal. The second time I struck the animal and I felt a softer tissue. I'm going to speculate that was inside the shark's mouth and had several cuts on my hands and wrist." His pal, Kevin Barnett, adds, "When I was swimming with him, the blood was just pouring out of his chest." Following the shark attack, the city of Del Mar announced that a 48-hour closure of the season ocean for swimming and surfing along a 2-mile stretch would be done. I don't know. What were they going to do? Close it out and just... They aren't getting rid of the shark.
I do think, would you rather survive a bear attack or a shark attack?
Oh, I don't actually like open water, so I would survive a bear attack because I would
Yeah,
never...
but which one's the cooler one? Like, maybe like an alligator, a bear,
You know, it's so
or a
lame.
gorilla?
CRUMBL just texted me because we were just talking about them.
Creepy.
Hey, you craving a cookie?
No.
I'm craving you to stay the hell out of my phone. That's what I'd love. A little privacy, please. Thanks, AI.
Bear,
Okay.
gorilla, or shark?
Oh, gorilla.
Yeah, gorilla would be the
to
coolest.
be like, shark attack, you're like an idiot. Did you not see it's coming? It literally has a warning fin. 2, bears, presumes you're outside. Yuck. Gorilla,
like-
though, I was in the zoo, and I fell in, and I was attacked like, what's his face? But I survived.
Okay, but I genuinely believe, like, gorillas are so smart.
Well, have you seen
they
Planet
would-
of the Apes? Of course they are.
I was going to make that joke. But
We're going to the new Planet of the Apes on Tuesday.
You are?
Yeah, do you want to come?
What time?
I don't know. We're getting tickets. It's our $5 Tuesday for Monday.
Maybe I will.
For Tuesday. We could do our pizza night. Although Steven thinks that we should just order from Moz and not try to like make our own. He's like, it wouldn't just be easier? And I was like, totally.
That's not the point.
It's like
Steven.
totally. It's technically not the point, but I'm also to the point of,
Tell
I've been
Steven
leaning
that
away from the
Trader's-
microphone the whole time. I bet I'm so quiet all episode.
You'll be fine.
Sorry.
Tell Steven that Trader Joe's has a gluten-free pizza crust. So
No, Moz has Moz has gluten-free pizza that he really likes, and it's
Okay,
right by
well,
our
tell
place.
him to just order.
That's what he said.
his
He goes, "I'll
gluten-free
just
pizza."
order gluten-free pizza." And I said, "We could do ours with the pan because I love a pan pizza. It's delish." Anyways, advice to people though. Here is my advice to people on dealing in open water.
Don't.
I just don't understand the appeal of being outside. No, I don't understand the appeal.
I feel like this episode should be called Anti-Outside.
No, I think it should be called Mount Crushmore because I just think that is that's like going to be the thing that I want to focus on is I want to hear everyone else's Mount Crushmores.
Oh, got it.
Living and or deads. But here's the thing. So he says this. There was a part of this that I wanted. Oh yeah. Later that day, 2 teenage girls were swimming in approximately the first sandbar when the shark attacked them. And a shark attacked them as well. So part of me is like, this is an area where there's been active shark attacks. If you're going to go to an area, is there any ocean place where there aren't possibility of shark attacks because of like the reef or something?
Not like there's more like on the East Coast. I believe there are more likely
More
to have
options to have sharks there.
because
Have you ever watched Sharknado?
Cooler, I believe.
The tornado of sharks?
Yeah, our governor was in Sharknado
Our governor?
in the third one, I think.
Wait.
Governor
Governor
Herbert.
Cox? Oh, Governor Herbert was in Sharknado?
Yeah.
Shut your mouth.
Yeah, one time he came to talk at a company that I was working at, and he had some interesting thoughts. One of them being he came to talk to our company, spent the first 35 minutes talking about being in Sharknado, and then he had a Q&A where somebody asked him about diversity in the state, and he said, well, all of our RMs bring back cultures from the places that they go.
Such an interesting take. Thank you, Governor Herbert. Thank you for that separation of church and state. Dude, I am just looking at he was featured in Sharknado 4, and it's not like he's like actually featured in it as he takes it looks like some sort of racket to a shark who tries coming into his office, which is...
and so you can understand why he would spend 35 minutes talking about that.
Here's the thing, though.
When speaking to local Utah companies.
Here's the thing. If you were to star in Sharknado as a cameo, that's all you'd want to talk about.
I think I could find more interesting things about myself.
Have you seen Twister?
I have my own IMDb credit. I don't need to talk about it all the time.
If I have a nickel for every time you bring up this IMDb credit.
Every time I play 2 Truths and a Lie, you would have 4 nickels.
Steven was writing down 2 truths and a lie. He has the thing on his phone of all of his like weird truths.
Yeah.
So that he can just like pull them out. We played it with Emma Nissen and her boyfriend this past weekend because she got 5th place in the world for a whistling competition. I was like, that's one of the best 2 truths and a lie things.
And you got to whistle though.
Yeah, no, but it's super interesting.
You say demonstrate now.
Are you a good whistler? Okay, wait. Let's whistle on the count of 3. Think of the same note, okay?
Think of the same note.
No, think of a note, and then let's see if we are on the same wavelength.
Okay.
I'm sending you the note now. I'm sorry, are we wizards?
That was actually
Stephanie,
nuts.
when I tell you that this is a superpower, I've done this accurately with like 5 other people.
Truly nuts. That was crazy.
I don't want to duplicate it, but we can offline. That's
like our wavelengths freak me out.
No, I'm telling you, one of my superpowers is to be like, hang on, I'm going to send you the note and be like, let's say the note at the same time. And then I'm not kidding you, the power of the brain. It is like I'm telling you the note. I'm telepathic.
I can't wait to listen
I'm
to that back.
telepathetic is what I am. I'm interested and then I'm not. And I'm like, I'm apathetic to it.
We are telepathetic this episode because
the poor people are hearing this. They're like, just be done with the episode. It's been 90 effing minutes.
Just end the episode, okay?
End the episode as quickly as possible.
All right, bye.
To that end, thank you guys for... This has been so fun. This is a great end of season 1. We do have a couple of surprise drops that are gonna just pop up every now and then. It'll be a surprise, and so just follow us on social media. Make sure that you're staying up to date on all those things. Yep. Let's have people in the comments do a shark emoji. That is a
good idea
for a Sharknado emoji.
Send us a shark emoji.
Yeah, or you could do the ancient like stone statue guy for
Easter
your
Island
Mount Rushmore. Yeah, Easter Island head. Wait, didn't we already
Is
do
there
that?
a Mount Rushmore head?
I don't think so.
Emoji?
Is there? Check. But we're really excited for you guys to get to hang out with us in August when we're going to share all of our fun summer things. We have a couple of episodes that we'll do sporadically when we have a little bit of time because we've got such busy travel schedules. But thank you everybody for being a part of season 1. I can't believe 43 episodes in 43 plus hours of hanging out with us.
Most podcasters don't make it past 20.
Yep, and we've made it to 43, and
We've
you guys have been along.
double that.
We've done double. So we're grateful. Thank you for being my friend and for doing this podcast with us. And we're excited for season 2. I think there will be some changes, which is going to be fun. Where's that poor Nutcracker? What a journey we've been on. We used to film these things so early in the morning it'd be dark outside. We'd watch the sun come up.
That's true, actually.
That's dedication.
That's how much we love you guys.
We love you guys so much. Hags, have the best summer ever, and we will see you guys in just a handful of weeks.
Bye.
I need to see the clip. No, we're not. I need to see the clip of Governor Herbert. Like, that's the one that is so shocking to me.
It's true.
Because also, way to have Utah shine.
Yeah.
Like, that's our contribution.